Hi. Almost everyone watches me without a subscription. Please support my channel with a subscription. I try for you. Thank you.
Story 1 Aita for divorcing my husband because of my mother's words. She demanded those words from him. I, 26 black female, husband, 27 white male, have been together for 5 years. My husband comes from a family that lives comfortably, whereas I had to grind for everything I have. When we got married, his family made me sign a prenup, which is fine. I totally understand sometimes you have to protect yourself. I had made him sign a prenup as well. I would say maybe 6 months after getting married, he landed a job in it. In our area, people who work in it make 130 plus a year. And I was just starting out in my career as a realtor, so I was making 84K a year. Keep our financials separate. My husband was laid off, whereas I was doing virtual meetings and building up clients when I could start my own business. So when we could start meeting in person again, I was selling and fixing houses left and right. So in terms, I surpassed what my husband makes yearly by a lot. So I told my husband how much I was making, and he said, "We are rich now and I don't have to work anymore." I looked at him like he had two heads. I said, "There is no we, only me. I'm rich now and I don't know about the you not working part. You're still going to work, right?" He said, "Well, I don't have to, and some of the money can go towards my mother since she's been wanting to redo her house." I looked at him confused and said, "Are you asking or telling me? Where is the money you made from being in it?" He said with a straight face, "I am telling you, my money is mine. Don't worry what I do with it. Plus, I knew how much you made. That's why I haven't been looking for a job," and told my mom that she can start demolishing. I told him that I am not doing a damn thing, and if he wants to help his mother, he can do it himself, and I left the conversation. I found his behavior kind of odd because he never talks to me that way, nor has he ever been demanding like that. The next day I get home from my office, but I didn't tell my husband when I got off. I walk into our home. I hear my NIL and my husband talking. My NIL said, "I don't know why I let you marry that N-word with a heart, or they are selfish." My husband said that some are selfish, but not all. I walked towards my husband and said I wanted a divorce. I went upstairs, packed most of my clothes, and left. Luckily, I bought me another property that I could stay at that my husband didn't know about. He called me later saying that what I heard had an explanation to it, and I hung up on him. Now I get calls from his side of the family saying that MIL can justify why she said that, and I'm being sensitive and asking for a divorce over what his mother said is wrong. So AITA, sorry for the long post. Thank you for taking your time to read this. AIT. I'll be sure to update you guys later on in the week or after I meet with lawyers. But for now, I'll eat ice cream, cry, and watch my favorite anime. Edit 2. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and my non-binary people. Thank you everyone for your advice, and prayers as well as blessings. I got emotional after reading the kind words you guys left for me. I appreciate it. I got a call this morning from my husband's father saying that he is very apologetic about what his ex-wife had said and will get me in contact with a lawyer today, and he will pay for all the costs for a lawyer, and that he will help me through this whole ordeal. I will update you guys after the meeting. UPGAET. Guys, I have an update. I will make a separate post about it because it's going to be a rant, so please have your popcorn and tea. The reason why I'm not updating now is because I'm moving all of my things out and planning to go on a vacation with my side of the family with my newfound richness. So bear with me, you guys. Thank you so much for your patience and blessings. But seriously, get your popcorn and tea, juice whatever you do in your spare time. You guys aren't going to believe this.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate the video, and click the bell.
Posted on December 16th, 2022. I want to say thank you guys first and foremost for all the support that was given throughout this week. But please get your snacks and wine or whatever, because I am very petty, and I'm probably TA for the things I did. But do I care? No, because sometimes revenge is very sweet. So on Monday, I met with a lawyer, and first and foremost, I wanted to make sure my source of income was secure. And secondly, I was to make sure, at the time, that if I were to go through with the divorce, I was 100% protected. And I am, but me still trying to be a wife, and still having love for him, even though he didn't do his job as a husband, I still wanted to work it out. Say it with me, guys. You're dumb. But anyways, I meet with husband and his mother, and it goes smoothly at first, but it was still tension. So my husband says he is sorry, and he apologized like 1,000 times, so I'm like, okay. So his mother says I am sorry as well, and I nodded. Then she was on to ask, can you still help me with the house and bills? I still told her no. She looked so confused and said, but I apologized. I said, just because you apologized doesn't mean I'm ready to accept it, and you're not going to bully me into thinking otherwise. She got so angry her face turned red. And she said, and I quote, "You self-centered. Your kind is always self-centered, and I'm glad my son cheated on you. We are going to get the money from spousal support." I don't know if you guys saw that Fox show Empire when Cookie Lamb was going to hop over that table. I almost did, you guys, because even though she my grandmother's age, it would be like slapping my grandmother. And therapy works for some. Toadstool laughed. I looked at my ex-husband. He couldn't even look me in the eyes. So I knew it was true. After I finished laughing, I said to my dear husband that the divorce papers will be delivered to you by tonight. And you aren't getting shit from me because that prenup that you signed 5 years ago. Yeah, you are fucked. Meaning he ain't getting shit. After that, I'd paid for my food and left. Since then, I moved out of his house, and the house his mom wanted to redo or renovate. She got evicted because she wasn't paying her bills. She was waiting for a handout. So I am buying that house. Ex-husband is staying with his brother, so is his mother. So for all of this, I deserve a vacation. So as for revenge on my husband, because of course divorce isn't enough for me, I wanted to make him regret everything by living his dream, which is moving to Malibu, living the rich life. But not only am I moving there, I also bought the house he has been looking at for years, and my kind will be staying there for Christmas. But other than that, I am doing great. It's like a huge weight has been lifted from my shoulders. Thank you for reading, and all the blessings have been sent my way. I do appreciate it, and all the support. Story 2. UOP's ex-best friend has an affair with her ex-husband and few years later hires OOP to make birthday cake for their child. Getting cheated on and getting a divorce made me realize how much I was missing from life. 24 February 2023. I, 33F, just wanted to share this with everyone who is going through a divorce or a heartbreak for a similar reason. I married someone who I loved with all my heart. We met in college, and right after graduation we got married. I decided to stay home because my husband, 34M, made a lot of money. I gave him everything. Supported his business, cooked for him, cleaned for him. Basically babied him a lot because I was in love with him. I thought if I was a good wife and nurtured him, he would love me back. And for like 5 years it was good. I discovered he was cheating on me when I found a random receipt from a hotel. I investigated a little and found out he was in fact cheating on me. And his AP was my best friend Kylie, 31F. I was betrayed by 2 of my closest people. Kelly gave me a vague excuse that she didn't want to hurt me, but she just fell in love with him. His excuse was, "You do not make me feel special anymore. You have just got boring and let yourself go." I agree. I was a little chubby back then because of my medicines. Also, I was always tired to work out. I tried the path of reconciliation but failed. He left me for Kelly. This whole incident made me realize who are my real friends and who are fake ones. There were people who are neutral, but only 2 of them, Josh and Marie, were on my side and cut off Kelly. I was really devastated. I felt like without him, I was a no one. I lost my husband, my best friend, my house, my life. I stayed with Marie for a while. She offered me a small job in her catering business. I love food. When I was married, I would make different variety of food for my ex-husband. Cooking was just very therapeutic to me. During that time, Marie's mom gave me some useful advice. That is, an average human lives for 75 years. You are already 27. Are you that stupid that you want to waste the rest of your life being sad over a man who never loved you? That thing really stuck with me. I have trust issues because of my husband's infidelity. I had trouble dating, so I skipped it for a while. I focused on working on myself. I socialized with a lot of people while I was catering and made a lot of connections. I always wanted to start a business of my own. And since I loved creating food, a customer I was catering for actually gave me an idea to start a baking business. My friends also helped me a lot. I built a pretty small yet successful baking business within a couple of years. I started to feel more of myself now that I am free. I didn't realize I had so much free time in my hands because I wasn't busy taking care of a large human. My house was clean. No one is putting dirty laundry on the floor. No one is telling me to make something else because they are not in mood for a certain dish. Nobody puts dirty dishes on the sink. I started to embrace this solidarity. I know those things I mentioned are not something that is big, but it was a huge relief. Moreover, no one questions me whenever I go out. I don't have to answer anyone before going out. I can spontaneously go on a long drive, and I don't have to ask for permission. I learned a new language within my free time. I focused more on family and friends who genuinely love me. And getting dumped has made me see the red flags I missed in my marriages. I used it as a lesson to steer clear of any trash men in my life. I dated few men, but they didn't seem nice to me. But it didn't bother me a lot. I am happy being single and carefree. I see my divorce as a blessing to me rather than a curse. I do feel alone sometimes, but recently I got a call from Kelly saying that she regrets marrying my ex because he never appreciates her and always puts the burden of everything on her. They have 2 kids now, but my ex doesn't help her with any chores. She is always tired and exhausted after taking care of 2 kids and an adult. It just made me realize that it would have been me if my husband didn't cheat on me with Kelly. I simply told her, well, you said you loved him, so he is your problem now. What's the point of coming to me? That bitch has the audacity to say she wanted a friend. I blocked her number. I don't want to be in their lives. Sometimes I feel like I missed my prime because I am now 33. It feels too old to start over, but I still have hope for love one day. I am currently dating a guy who is also divorced like me because his wife cheated on him. So we will see how that goes. My ex-best friend, who married my ex-husband, hired me to make a cake for her son's birth. 28 February 2023. I, 33F, am in a bit of dilemma. You see, my ex-best friend, 31F, had an affair with my ex-husband, 34M, when we were married. Our friendship fell apart right over there. I didn't have any contact with her until a month ago. She called me and said she is not happy with her life. I have moved in with my life. I don't need their shenanigans. I run a small baking business. It is relatively new. I only take orders for cakes on occasions like birthdays, graduation, or reunion, except for weddings. I have some plans to expand it, and also have a dream to open a bakery of my own one day. A few days ago, I get an order from my ex-best friend. She wanted me to make desserts for her son's first birthday. And she doesn't just want me to make a birthday cake. She also wants a dessert section in the birthday party. It is a huge order and the pay is good. It will be good for my business, but as you can see, she and I have a history. This made me question, why does she want me to do it? My ex comes from a well-to-do family. He also has a high-paying job. She could easily hire the best baker in town. Why does she want me to do it? My business is not that big. It made me feel like she is trying to grab my attention, or just trying to sabotage my business. Or maybe she wants to talk to me after I shunned her the last time. On the other hand, the businesswoman inside me says to take it. I know I can do it. The party is huge. There will be many people from affluent background. I can promote my business to those people. It will boost my revenue as well. I am thinking if I just avoid her as much as possible, then it will be good. But oh no. I am stuck in between. I need some good advice. Story 3 Aita for not giving my sister her wedding dress pic. She didn't invite my underage son. OOP posted a new update on March 7th. I have it marked with the Aita for not giving my sister her wedding dress because she didn't invited my underage son. I, 40 meters, have a sister, 30F, who is getting married in a week. The groom proposed to her a year ago at a family dinner that left everyone speechless, but very happy for them as they are longtime companions. During this dinner, my sister asked my son, 17 meters, to make her wedding dress. My son has always loved design and fashion. He took technical courses in these areas and sewing, and even his friends keep asking for his clothes because they are so beautiful. He agreed, but said that he needed time and that he would need her opinion constantly. At first, my sister was very annoying. My son drew about 50 dress designs in a month, and she only liked one, which he continued with. He sewed it with great quality fabric, which I paid for as I wanted to get involved in a certain way. For 5 months, he made several adjustments to suit her wishes, as she always complained about something. After a while, he arrived at the final model, and it was just amazing. My mother cried seeing my sister in the dress, and I confess that I almost got emotional too. The problem was that last week my son came to talk to me about the wedding invitation that had not arrived for him, but for other family members. I thought maybe he didn't need one, but it still felt weird. I messaged my sister raising this issue, and she replied that she didn't want any underage people at her wedding because there would be alcohol. I asked if she was going to make an exception for my son, but she cut me off and said no. There are no children in our family. My son is the only minor, so I didn't see any sense in this rule for family members. And to make matters worse, my son was very sad and cried because he spent months on this dress and couldn't go to the wedding. I was very upset and told my sister that she should look for another dress as soon as possible, as she would no longer wear the one my son made. She called and yelled at me, saying I was being unreasonable and that I couldn't do this. My mother called me saying I should deliver the dress and follow the rules, but I didn't and hung up on her. Because of this, the family is divided. Many agree with me and condemn my sister's actions, saying she could only make an exception. But another part says I'm unreasonable and I'm spoiling her big day. I don't think I'm being wrong, but just rational and paying her back in kind. So Aita. Update the next day. First, I would like to thank all the comments and suggestions. I really didn't expect my post to resonate so much. I talked to my son about the suggestions you guys gave me, and he agreed to sell the dress at market price. He calculated the price of everything, and the value was quite high. We sent the proposal to my sister, and she hated it. She said she couldn't afford it because it was too expensive, and it should be a gift because she is family. I responded by saying that it was too easy to say she was family to get a free dress, but not enough to include my son. She cried on the call and begged me not to ruin her day, but I didn't call because that to me was bullshit. At no point did she offer to just let my son go or apologize for it. And for anyone who said that maybe she's homophobic, I'm not sure, but I think who could be influencing her is her fiancé who is a Christian and has never been close to my son. However, I don't care if he's doing it or not. If she wants to exclude my son from this event, then she will also be cutting ties with me. And for those who are asking for a photo of the dress, I'm sorry to disappoint you. But my son didn't agree, and unfortunately, I won't post it because of that. New update March 7th. Sorry for the delay, but it's been a busy week. Many family members skipped my sister's wedding and decided to have a party at a cousin's house instead of attending the wedding. My sister is obviously very upset and has cut us all off her social media. She got another dress to get married, but everyone thought it was cheap compared to what she was going to wear. And I would also like to inform you that someone already bought the dress that my son made. It was for a good price, and that will help him cover his college costs. There's not much to say, but I'd just like to make this final point to let you guys know. Editor's note: I'm seeing a ton of comments asking if $22,000 is really how much this would cost. One of Kim Kardashian's wedding dresses cost $500,000. I personally believe $22,000 is a lot for an unknown designer, but I am no expert. Also, remember Dad did not say his son got that much of the sale, just that it was a good amount.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate the video and click the bell.